I don't want to talk about whatever history that ties us. I'm not interested in that. If you understand me, I have been interested in what ties us for the past 7 years. I'm no longer interested in that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't pick interest in that. At least I have illuminated so much light on that for us to know Edo Norisi. But in the course of these my travels, I see how passionate Edo Norisi wants to affiliate themselves with us. But in the past 1 or 2 years, I've been having what enabled a sober reflection that, okay, Abi Edo Norisi, gele adiedo vedene na adiedo ni ado diavedo ni ave degbedo awemi na agmoya degbedo awemi kugbe edonia dewo. Things are not going right. So, since I have fought very well for the past 7 years to unite, let me also use the next 7 years of my life to also concentrate on how we will fix Edo South. So that they will have a place to be proud of. As of today, their ancestral home is not a place they should be proud of. And we have to fix it collectively. And that is why we are all here. So the first thing I want to talk about now is the Benin first ideology versus the Benin tribalism. Agenede. Edo mugbo kugbe. If it is 5 in a group, I don't know what I'm talking about. There were one of our age mates or age group. You know what I mean? Do ya seno or a group in it. Or segena ya mugbo ya sena ya kari ugbo no ya koko fie ya fie. In short, before my father died, ya wema. So I feel no I had a job. Onona always onona egbe abe ya we fioga like that. Always say na ya yegbo abe kokowe. Okay, or say na ya we fie abe kokowe. The Benin understood the principle of communal ideology, which is the essence of my formulation, Benin first ideology. I know I've talked about it in some several forums, but I want to reintegrate. I want to re-establish it and give it a higher prospective value. No kaonoro. Benins today see themselves as rivals instead of brothers. They see themselves as a tool to step upon before you grow, while neglecting the fact that we can collectively grow together. The concept that I've always believed. I want to talk about, there's a particular day when I hired discuss about socio-economic future of our people. Then I'll not tell you these guidelines. I have always believed that. That is why UNAMI big business conglomerate. Bigger businesses requires collaboration. The Beninese did not learn this from the British, did not learn this from the Europeans. It has always been part and parcel of who we are. What that means is that if I have an idea, I can share those ideas with you and you. If my brain power is 30 over 100 and your brain power is just 10 over 100 and probably your own is just 5 over 100. But I can never grow beyond my brain power, which is 30. So when I get to a particular level, the peak of my brain power, it slows. I don't grow beyond that anywhere. But if I have you, you're not a 10 where barre man, or I 40. You are a 5 where barre, or I 45. So where I could have grown business-wise, I will grow farther and stronger and better if I have 2 other of my brothers for us to grow together. That is what we are lacking as a people. Instead of us to grow together, now we kugbe, we feel that it has to be a rivalry. Now, me on the other end, who has attained some socio-economic status in the society, we also now want to use my wealth to oppress you. Instead of me teaching you how to also upgrade your socio-economic status in a way that tomorrow you could be better than I am. So, the Benin First ideology is to make us understand that instead of us to rival ourselves, we must now find a way to collaborate and grow together. If we don't unite now, like what I always say, in 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, we'll dissipate from the face of the earth. We're just going to have a remnant of our historical past. Before everybody completely. We're going to talk about a bit of politics today. It is not my favorite topic. I don't discuss about it. We're going to talk about it today. And in course of our discussion, I will also now open our eyes to some secrets. That if we do not start seeing ourselves as a unit, the strength of the broom is in its numbers. But if we gel together, our strength to break us will be very difficult. Like I said, it is not a tribalistic move. It is a movement of being ethnic consciousness. a love in Egbe, taking ourselves more seriously, having our shoulders, supporting ourselves collectively to grow, not plotting the downfall of ourselves. I'll start giving examples. Let me give one example. I want to make not waya hon or wagwaze do kakabo happiness. Last year, no. Last 2 weeks, me happiness face to face. What's no? Ya devai ohame marowa na devai country home junction. So ya devai wa. Me gi o ma to me pardon mo pazodu wa dom ani here you wa de you know a de gwene. Happiness wo ye pardon mo we say na ko my way na to be. That's the first time I saw him. But prior before that time, one of our brothers queried him on social media that eri go ne inuna no heke no wu on my way. He queried him. I have never meant happiness in my life. Prior before that time, I just said the day I meant it was about 2 weeks ago. But prior before that, I've never meant it. But I've seen it as a young guy who is promoting Benin Nation. He must be protected. So, Otimani posted against him. First time. In Amio. Or even a day later or 2 days later. Or maybe we post. It is almost becoming a saga. And I don't lie in boss or what's a money that. No lie, you shall about doesn't I me na siligbe we do now where me I always believe in the power of atawowa that you see I can never if you do waro no wa offend me kakabo as at now I can even give examples but me take them to social media to fight them because I feel that I will have justice when social media is just about 10-15 years old. Via resolute matter, ezo nasunu vegenet devotedo. What were the means for this matter to be resolved? There were ways that we resolve matters before the eventualities of social media. So Benin's are not the only people that believes that the world starts and ends on the social media space. Why should we wash our dirty linens? We are not the most corrupt. Magi we courtesans ewune oto. Magi we say we are say data many agbelegbin oto. But the only difference is that why these people do it, they do it silently. I saw a man that I used to respect. He had 2 weeks ago. He had a social media na do attire a very useless wife. If he ne demoto ne bowa ne every 3 times in a year. This man that I'm talking about would have been in his late 50s or in his early 60s. If we're not doing that as young as I am now, God forbid, should I have issue with my wife, I will bring it to social media. Why do we feel that social media is the first and the last place on planet Earth where we can express our opinion? That I get social media validity or validation from the social media space, we can no longer live as a people. Sensitive matters amongst Benin must be confided to our private discussions. All your happiness in a third day for, and I don't bottom any boss, and I will not allow. I don't know what happened. I don't have happiness number to even call him. I'm not even interested. They too were offended on your offended way. But the only thing I want to ask you, Unigo or my way, or 50,000. Now I send that card number where I send him the 50,000. Kill that matter. Then find a way to go to your private space. Go and settle your differences. This young man is just coming up. Like I said, I don't want to take sides. I'm not interested on who is wrong or who is right. But what I'm interested in is that we should not be nakeding ourselves on the social media space. No love you, ma love you, say social media. No go high with your door, on my way, say social media. But other ethnic groups are using social media advantageously to the growth and the well-being of their ethnic identity. But on the other hand, we use the same social media to tear ourselves apart. We need to stop that. That is not the character of an Edo man. That is not the character of a Benin man or a Benin woman. We should never take our matters to social media space when it can be resolved within. Sometimes the Aru web boys if you dog back on social media. Why are we this loud? We have to start talking to ourselves. We have to start talking to ourselves. Now loud, now cue body. We must also be our brother's keeper. Oni mami ovie gwenro no winani umanami ovie do. Understand this. Umanami ovie do. You can give. Nobody can fault me that I'm a tribalist. Anybody who says that, because we are starting a movement that says Benin first. If you call me a tribalist, then I'll tell you that you are a better tribalist than me. At least God can bear me a witness. 2 of my staffs are here. I have 4 ASANs who works for me. So, but what I have always advocated for is that Omaheke na miegbeiro ya munoriove. We shouldn't be using our worth, our mega worth. Let them call it our mega worth, our mega money. Omaheke ego no heke na revolve around ourselves. Na munoriove. That has always been my stand. Yahweh video coverage now. Otim auto cover it's covering here for free. Edowe na imi wina no heke no rigo yo ekbo. Amuno mawe. That means on no more ekbo to him. We have to stop that. There are 4 ladders, 4 things that distinguish the Benin man of the old from the Benin man of now. There are 4 things. And because we have deviated from these 4 elements, these 4 virtues, the first one is truth. A matter. It is always my national anthem. Emata aya buedo. From every social class, from Edion to Egele, what's the next age group in Oyerewa? AO guy. Then Emiro Bible. From Edion now to Emiro Bible, I give me a matter. Then how do you think Benin will be great again the way it was prior before 1897? When it is one of the foundational ladder, Naya Buedo. I want Naya Buedo. Emi nani na Egiredo. How do you think Edo will be great again? And I give me one or temata. So truth as against interest. When I became a race of selfish-minded people. How other of our people feels or how it affects them, it doesn't concern us anymore. Do you understand? It doesn't concern us anymore. So truth. Then another one is integrity. Aka and doi. Agwalomane na amumi yobo. Nefi beleku. Ivi edo aka agwalo yele nok be. And I'm going to use two people as an example of the kind of respect that the Benin commands when you are able to stand our ground and stand on the value, on the principle of integrity. These two people, God having it, I was opportuned, I was privileged for them to tell me this story themselves. One particular one will not be happy that I'm even sharing this story publicly. But I will share it, whether he's happy with me or he's not happy with me. But I'm sharing the story because I want you people to understand how this thing called integrity works. The first one is the current Iyasero of Benin, Chief Sam Egbe. He told me this story himself. In October, he resigned with police. Then the second one is he resigned as the then Commissioner of Finance under Oshobo's government. And how he resigned, I'm going to tell you people. He told me, a table ni and a resignation letter. We were just talking aloud. After he had told me that story, 2 months later or 3 months later, he had told me, I don't know what happened at that time, he had told me to work with a particular set of people for the common good of Benin Kingdom, which I refused. No, I talk about it. Why I'm refusing is because, don't forget, you told me the value of having integrity. These people you said I should work with, that are saying that are fighting for Benin Kingdom, for obvious reason, I will not mention their name. But I can mention any, but for obvious reason, I won't. These people are politicians. Some of them belong to political parties. Some of them were ego you were bo. In your bogwalo eladian. I can't work with these people. My hands are very clean. I can't work with. You can never see me with anybody that has avarice for money. Because Edo To World your book no. Some people kills for that. Some people are desperate for that. Anybody who is desperate for money, who kills for money, eventually will not become wealthy. What was it says? Chief Sam Egbes, Udinyiwe. Integrity. It was due to be a commissioner of police, but out of the same settings of tribalism. I think it was a senior superintendent or so of the police. Everyone trained. They all now became commissioner of police. Then he was now posted to Enugu. Then some certain people attended some courses. Some senior police officers attended some courses. He was their supervisor. So Leonardo Benza. So he graded them. So a corner came that he should come to Onitsha to meet with the then Inspector General of Police. So when he got to the office of the Inspector General of Police, so he now told the Inspector General of Police now told him that there's a particular candidate. There's a particular candidate. No near supervise. Now we near grade. A candidate in ni nori ene. He not told the IG at that time. Yeah. But a problem here. Ona merite a nyagari ene. But don't merite a KK not really merit ene because that's his own supervisor. But however, you are the Inspector General of Police. IG were him. We are the Marienne. Okay, where boy be? But based on my position as the IG, Ghana, yeah, based on authority where based on merit. Already the IG now in a stubborn way. So the IG now wrote a petition against the current Yase of Benin that is a corrupt officer. And I reply that all the I think the within the police network, Naya investigative officer, a fellow police officer, dating our Abeku. Or we an agmengaji, no allow, no set those team up. Now do investigating. He has alleged that he's a corrupt officer. So he is now volunteering that all the group investigated dating and corrupt. Now set her up. He wants to be investigated. That he is actually a corrupt officer. That in year 2 weeks, in the IG, that if IG could not, it's either the IG withdraws his allegation against him or petition him to a group no investigating him, dating and corrupt or not. In year 2 weeks, in IG, no, not 2 weeks, I think 2 months. In year 2 months in IG, no, yeah, we win, and otherwise, he resign. IG now invited him, called some other DIGs or AIGs, other senior police who was higher than him. He had to total and the Barionation to total and to discuss. He discuss. Or invariably, the guy merited be a beanie and our Kawa Silon in a Bini was what was due for him. He gave him the B. So the IG now said that the current Yasa of Benin, or what a few Begin was insulting him, that he has to withdraw his insult. Then he also now told the IG that I have already written to you and I gave you 2 months to withdraw your allegation case against him or subject him to an investigation panel. And eventually, the IG said he was going to look at it. Over 2 months ago, I'm investigating him. And IG publicly apologized to him. We are few why yore why get 2 months gba o yen na wa selectbo that would have been sometimes in the 70s, in the early 70s. And I was silly yore when I was letter when I was submitted.